legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. I've just knocked off work. Bit of OT as usual. It's going to be even worse the next 2 nights. I probably won't even be able to do a review. So thought I better do one tonight. It's a IPA by Range Brewing, and they're out of Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. It's called Swings and Roundabouts. I'm pretty sure that's some sort of term. I've heard Ricky Gervais use it before, so it's probably like an old English term. But yeah, it's a hazy IPA apparently. I was hoping it was a West Coast, so that's a bit of a shame. All it says is something about a hazy IPA to bring in the new year. And then it says we've swung in a luscious dry hop combo of Raquel, Nelson Sauvin, and Idaho 7 to really bring in those tropical juice bomb notes with a crushable, clean finish. This one really have you coming back around the roundabout for more. Oh, yeah. I've got my newly acquired free hat. Good old cause. Good old Super Bowl party. Cheers to the chat. We have Philip. How are you, mate? Got Angie, Joey, Forever Flat. Yomi, is it? Yomi off Twitch. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Yeah! Let's do it. So yeah, apparently I had 2 days off, obviously, and the poor fellas at work were stuck at work till nearly 1 a.m. both days. Glad I wasn't there. Tonight we got out about 10:30, which is still overtime, but a lot better than 1 o'clock. And then tomorrow we're meant to be like 12 or 1 again. It's just shit. Around the outside, around the outside. Guess who's back? This is a delightful glass, I must admit. It looks very, very sexy. It's like the Garage Project one. It's really busy. So this is the glass. Hashtag proper glassware. Look at that. That baby. So yeah, the color of the beer is a bit lighter and milky in the camera, but it actually looks pretty good in real life. It's like a light orange. I would say medium body, light carbonation, and a 2 to 3 finger foamy whitehead. Looks pretty good. Whiff time. Oh, tropical baby. Big pineapple. Big pineapple is a tourist attraction in Queensland, Australia. Yeah, huge pineapple. It's like when you first cut a pineapple in half and it's real juicy on the inside. Maybe some passion fruit, some grapefruit, some orange, maybe mango as well. It's very sweet on the nose. I hate when it gets to that point. You get the corners, and it goes. What when you eat, you're eating, and you're pulling on your corners of your moustache as you're eating. That's shit. That's real shit. I'm getting something else. Can't pick it. It could be peach, but it smells more like a tropical fruit that's got a bit of spice to it. Like it could be like papaya or one of those fuckers. One of those ones I'm not real familiar with. It smells good anyway. I'm going to say a probably more of a biscuity backbone than bread. But yeah, very sweet on the nose. I sort of hope it still has a bit of sweetness on the flavour. Let's see. Cheers, legends. Where's that logo? It's coming. It's coming. There it is. Yummy. I haven't had a range hazy for a while. You sort of forget the quality, like how good they are. Cheers, big ears. Yeah, these are one of the first Aussie breweries that sort of started really perfecting hazy IPAs. Some of them still I would hold as high as anything I've had worldwide. Um, there's been a couple of beers in particular by Range and Banks that I would have up on a pedestal with like Treehouse and Monkish and Fightins and Brewhouse and all that sort of stuff. I was just thinking to myself then, did I have dinner tonight? Because I've been at work since fucking lunchtime and I just got home. And then I'm like, yeah, mate, we had fucking pizza night tonight with the boys. But you got there late, didn't you? Yeah, we had like a heap of shit on. One of the boys went and got pizza. And I don't think I got there till about an hour after they all ate theirs, so I got all the scraps. But yeah, I think they were generous. They gave me some good beat. They could have gave me the real shitty pieces, but yeah, we got we got this one that's always caked with garlic. I can still taste the garlic now. How would you like some beer with your garlic, sir? Yes, please. Pardon me. Here's a contest. Or here, okay. Here's a question for people. Have a little vote. What do you think's better, the can artwork or the glass artwork? Let's see who wins the vote. Personally, I think the glass is good. The can, okay. 1 and 1. Please vote now in the chat. Hit that like button too, peeps. One thing I've noticed lately, I've been getting like lots and lots of viewers, and then I get about 9 likes, and it's like I'm asking people to like. Why aren't they liking? I always like other people's streams, so people should do the same. Yeah. I just like the actual art itself on the glass. Just that, I don't know, whatever it is, like I don't know what you call it, but like a three-tone. It almost has that look like it'd glow in the dark. What is like better, the glass, the look of the glass, or the can? Yeah, boy. A Phil S acid trip. Yeah. Cheers, Steve. Cheers, Juzz. Can. Okay, sounds like the can's the winner. Shout it, shout it, shout it out loud. Who sings that song, hey? How'd your are you still on the road, Juzzy, or you back home? You were away there for a while, weren't you? Oh man. I got a drug test today at work. I come back in and I said to one of the managers, I said they told me I'm a full blown junkie, but there's not much more they can do with me. I said I'm past the I'm past being helped. And I said they just told me to go back to work and hang my head in shame. He's just laughing, going, "You fucking dickhead." I've been home since Monday. Hey. Phil, I am here. Hello. Yes, Steve's onto it. Good old Kiss. Turning point. Anyone getting a root for Valentine's Day? A shag. Cheers. Salute. Kiss Army. Kiss Nation. Robbo. No, no root. It was good getting out on Monday and going somewhere else and having a fair crack like I used to. I miss that shit. It's inspired me to possibly go to Melbourne this weekend. Are you getting a shag on Saturday? Saturday snacks. No. Highly unlikely. I think I'll be going to a beer event. All males. There might be the occasional female there. Actually, the establishment where it is, the last time I was there, I actually hooked up. Yeah. I hooked up with a girl that had her own place in the city. She was a daughter of farmers. And I thought, oh, she's got some cash. And then when I went back to the house, just cats everywhere. She was a cat lady. She was actually not like a nice girl, but the whole cats everywhere just sort of freaked me out a bit. And like, you know what it's like when you go in a house and there's cats and it just stinks. That's what it was like. So I was real awkward, and I was starting to get all sneezy and sausage fest. Yeah, it does. Sounds like a Seinfeld episode. I remember when I walked out the door the next day, like we were friendly and stuff. Like we've seen each other a couple of times since, just like passing by and that. And yeah, I remember the next morning I felt so fucking crook. I was so hungover, and I remember just walking outside going, ugh, ugh. And I had to get back home, but I still had like an hour or two to kill. And I remember I went to this random bakery and just loaded up, like got a pie, a sausage roll, a croissant, a chocolate milk. Just got all this stuff and just expected it to be like prices back home at a bakery at home. And I remember getting the lady goes, oh, that'll be like, it was like $40. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Why is it so expensive? She's breaking down the prices. Oh, the pie's like $14.50. I'm like, who has a pie that's that fucking expensive? What's the sausage roll then? $12? Well, I had sex with your wife. Hey, George, the sea is running out of shrimp. Yeah, well, I had sex with your wife. Ah, fuck, I love Seinfeld. What am I up to? I'm way behind. There we go. My sweet Clementine. An Aussie girl I know said that when you're in the beaches in Brazil and stuff, guys will just look at you. And if you glance back and give them eye contact and then it sort of goes back and forth, they just come over and just kiss, like they just want to kiss you and make out. It's like, that'd be so confronting if you didn't want any action. She said it just kept happening all the time. She'd be sitting there and she's like, 'cause she's a decent looking chick and she's sitting there in her bikini and all these Brazilian guys are just eyeing her off and they'll look at her and she looks at them and then they just come over and want to pash. Good old Rio dating again. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, done it in front of dogs and cats. And it's very awkward when it's like your dog or your cat. I read this one before. Yeah. Yeah, I get real as soon as I'm in a house with a heap of cats, I get real itchy eyes and then I start like sneezing and carrying on. And I reckon the worst thing about it though is when it comes to heaps of cats in houses, you can always smell cat piss somewhere. It's just such an unpleasant odor to walk into a house and you smell cat piss. I got no idea what her name was. Nicole is my daughter's name. The jerk store called. That's running out of you. Yes. Yeah, hit that like button, peeps. Back in the day, I felt like I could probably do that shit, but definitely not these days. That's an aggressive move. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I don't like the fact that cats rule their owners, whereas dogs like the owners rule them. Like they do anything for their owner, whereas a cat will just look at you and go "fuck off, cunt." Let's have another sip, shall we? I want to stay up tonight for a while because I don't want to go to bed, wake up, and then be thinking about work in the arvo. Like, it's such. I fucking hate arvo shift. There's nothing worse. At least mornings, you wake up in the morning, you just go straight to work, you get it done, and then you spend hours just doing whatever you want in the afternoon. But fucking arvo shift. You go to work at lunchtime, so you get up, you have a little sleep in, you wake up, and for 2 or 3 hours, you just waste it waiting to go to work. Oh, yeah, it'd be unreal retiring. I can't even afford a house, so what am I going to do? I can't live anywhere. I'll have to work till I'm about 90. I'll end up just jumping off Sydney Harbour Bridge or something, go out on a high. Cannonball! I'm going to do a Ron Burgundy off Sydney Harbour Bridge. Ron Burgundy when he jumps in the pool and he leaves his socks on. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put on a pair of Melbourne Demons footy socks and just leap. The worst thing is I'll end up surviving. I'll probably like be completely paralyzed but alive. Yeah, it would be good, but the money's shit. I really want to work in beer, but you've got to have the right job because it's just a backward step for me if I went and worked as like a I don't know, even if I was in sales or something, I'd end up losing hundreds of dollars a week. So that's it's one thing with my job. It's fucking shit. I hate it. So many things about it annoy me, but at least the money's decent. And it allows me to bloody do some of the things I want to do and buy good beers. And there'd be nothing worse than having an average paying job and you can't even fucking do anything outside of work. in today's world, it's so fucking frustrating. Yeah, you probably can't even get off it. Do a Harold Holt, yeah. Actually, maybe I'll do a old mate. He's still alive, isn't he? Isn't he hanging around in Israel at the moment? Epstein. I'll do him. I'll just grow my beard and my hair, and it'll be all grey, and you won't recognise me. And then all of a sudden, I'll just turn up on the streets of Israel, and someone will go, "Hang on, that looks like Jeffrey. Jeffrey's back." Yeah. I just wish I had some capital behind me and could just start my own business. But then the way the Aussie government's going, you just get fucked over having a small business. It's probably not even worth it. Wouldn't mind a snack. Tag team back again. It was Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Sasquatch. Has anyone here seen the Tenacious D MTV episodes? Possibly one of the funniest things known to man. Slap it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no. Nuts. My name is Kid. It's Kid Rock. Boom, but the boom, but down, dibby, dibby. My name is Kid. Woodstock 99. I got a little bit excited then. Joe Dirt. I seen Rob Schneider on something the other day. I think he might have been promoting. Yeah, it was something to do with the Super Bowl. He come up on the Super Bowl and he had a robe on. He was crapping on it, and then I heard him go, "You can do it." I was like, "Yeah, you can do it." And I remember seeing Adam Sandler at one stage and John Bon Jovi. And who else was there? He loves to stroke A minor. Yeah, fucking oath. If I was American and the Vikings were in it, I'd be fucking going all in to go for sure. It's like Melbourne. The only reason I didn't go to Melbourne's grand final win is because we were locked down and we weren't allowed to leave the state. And they had the fucking grand final in another state. for the whole eternity of Australian Football League and the Victorian Football League, the grand final has always been played in Melbourne. But no, the year when Melbourne made it, my beloved team, haven't won one since 1964. I finally get the chance to see my team win a grand final. Oh, no. Sorry, you've been put in lockdown because of a cold and you have to get the jab. By the way, your team's playing on the other side of the country and you're not allowed to leave to go to it, even though you're a member. You cunts. Fuck you, Dan Andrews, you fucking cocksmoker. Oh, yeah, cool. What you talking about, Willis? Bud Light's trash. Were they promoting this one? Or were they promoting this one? What's with all my American beer hats? And they're all shit beers. Cheers, Em. Good old Melbourne. Hit that thumbs up, peeps. Yeah, I've only ever had the big one. Unfortunately, we get like probably 3 or 4 main American beers here. But I don't even reckon they're brewed here. I reckon they're brewed in Australia. Like, I don't reckon they're brewed in America. I reckon they're brewed in Australia, like contract brewed. Melbourne is the greatest city for sports, entertainment, and coffee. No one can question that. But there's a lot of other shit that's not right now that we need to fix. I want to go through the. I haven't checked out the new tunnel or the new train stations yet. It'd be pretty cool. They got a pretty good beer scene, but unfortunately, Sydney's better. When I was I've always been like patriotic Melbourne. Melbourne's so much better than Sydney and all that shit. But I must admit, the last time I went to Sydney for a holiday, I was well impressed. I was like, ooh, maybe I should shut my mouth. Yeah. What'd it cost you, dude? Or did you do it yourself? Yeah, all that shit. All the crime and shit government. Cheers, Thomas. Cool. Yeah, I've had a couple of beers from them, but I don't know them real well. Every now and then you'll see them sort of pop up on Aussie shelves. Welcome in. Good to see a few new faces or some that have only been in a couple of times. It's just a random Wednesday night. I worked till about an hour ago. Did some overtime and thought I'll do a beer review and have a bit of a chat. And yeah, I probably won't get a chance to do it till the weekend because I'm meant to be working till like after midnight the next 2 nights. Cheers, Paul. It's pretty garbage, isn't it? And this one as well. The two fucking American beer hats I could have, and it's probably two of the worst. I just got it at a Super Bowl party. I like the look of it, but yeah, the beer's pretty shit. Under guarantee, £5 tip. Oh, that's all right. I don't talk. I don't talk about my work, but most stuff I happily talk about. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Fucking go into full detail with certain shit, but work's something I just sort of keep under wraps. I don't really talk about work, and I don't really talk about exactly where I live, just to have that some sort of level of privacy in case you get fuckheads on here. Like I'm the sort of person though, like if you met me in real life and I knew you from YouTube or something, I'd be happy to talk about it. I just don't talk about it on here. Only fans, yeah. Yeah, right. Quite a nice beer, this one. Sort of like it's decent. It's not going to like blow your mind, but yeah, it's a good one. Good solid IPA. Gets a seal of approval from his boss. That was about as funny as your face. What do you reckon that logo would mean? Interesting one. Yeah. From what Joey said. I was only in Geelong a couple of days ago, Emma. That's where I went to a Super Bowl party. Yeah, little creatures are good. I feel like they were like when they were independent and they were just in like Fremantle and Geelong, and they weren't owned by a big bloody conglomerate company. Like they're owned by Lion Nathan, which is like a massive South African sort of food and beverage company. It's a bit of a shame, but yeah, they're decent. One of my mates wants me to move to Geelong. He's like, "Oh, you should work at Little Creatures. That'd be awesome." Oh yeah, cool. I haven't read a book for yonks. I tend to read like autobiographies of like idols of mine, generally like rock stars or sports stars. Um, I think the last one I read was Fleas from Chili Peppers. Oh, actually, the boys from Silverchair. Maybe theirs. Hmm. Dead to me. Crows and pigeons are having a Barney. Yeah, I sure do. Probably not as much as I used to. I played for years. Yeah, as far as yeah, obviously Australia is my team and Victoria, just because where I live. But as far as the Big Bash goes, I've probably always been a Stars man, just because I was a massive Warney fan. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't seem to get into it as much as I used to. Mm. When I played, I was definitely more of a bowler than a batsman. With my bowling, I was like medium fast, like swing bowler, but I can also bowl leggies. But my batting, I was just very want to go out there and bash it. No patience, fucking terrible. A lot of your skills you just develop as a kid. Just so me and my brother and my cousins and that we were always kicking footies and always playing cricket and always at the beach. So there's particular skills you pick up and you're real good at it because you're doing it all the time. And with me with cricket, I was always bowling in the backyard and everyone else would be batting and I wouldn't care if I didn't get a bat. But then it sort of, yeah, it worked against me as I got older because I'd go and play cricket and be a really good bowler, but fucking shit batsman. CIA informants. That's pretty cool. Oh, I'm sure I could probably find it somewhere for cheap. The mail I like to be sent is beer. Beers to review. Yeah, it's a shame the Windies aren't the excitement machine like they used to be. When I was a kid, it was fucking unreal watching like West Indies versus like Australia and England or yeah, like South Africa, New Zealand. It's just so exciting back then. You had all these big characters and that. I mean, they still have characters in the game now, but it's almost like they're told they're not allowed to be like behave inappropriately, and there's too much money involved. One of my mates that lives in England, he goes to a few cricket games. He said in England you can take your own beer. It's like fuck, that would be unreal in Australia. Imagine just turning up to the MCG and you've got like 8 beers and an esky, and that'd be fucking unreal. Oh, there you go. It's pretty cool. Hit that like button, peeps, if you haven't already. Probably going to wrap it up shortly. I'll still be around. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might catch up on some other YouTube stuff. I can't really do another review tonight because, yeah, as I said, I've had trouble with my phone. And, yeah, I can't, at the moment, I can't even open any of my social medias or take photos or so it sort of screws me. Like I can't even take a thumbnail. So normally I'd take a photo of the beer, then I'd send it through Facebook Messenger, and then I could bring it up on my computer. And I can't even do that at the moment. So it's fucking pain in the ass. I'm having all these storage problems with my phone, and it's almost like I have to. I've got to get a new cord for it to plug into the laptop so I can transfer a heap of stuff over. I just miss the days when they had a slot with a memory card, and it's just so much easier instead of all this fucking cloud storage. And whew, it's definitely not. It hasn't been warm tonight, but it's definitely muggy in here. Yeah, man. Hit the old subscribe. I go live most nights. Sometimes it's more of like a panel where I have a few people up here with me just talking shit. But yeah, most of the time it's like a beer review, but chat as well. So yeah, quite often we're talking about other stuff like music, sport, even politics every now and then, just when we're angry about shit. But yeah, food's another one. We're always banging on about food. But yeah, I don't care where people are from, and if they're not even into beer or anything, like it's just good to have good community. So cheers. Cheers for popping in. Cheers, Beardy. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. You've been playing guitar and drinking bevies. Yeah. Didn't they get angry about that? So yeah, those of you that just joined, this was like just a basic hazy IPA by Range out of Brisbane. It's called Swings and Roundabouts. Pretty cool can artwork. And then yeah, the glass I've got it in is pretty cool as well. It's 6.5%. And yeah, I think it's all it's got 2 Kiwi hops and and a US hop. But yeah, very tropical, somewhat sweet, like a biscuity base. Quite easy to drink. Yeah, it's like solid. Nothing spectacular. Yeah, cool. Cheers, Vanessa. Just about to wrap it up. Sweet. That's pretty good mileage. With these electric cars and that, I suppose it varies with the type of car, but what's like the average like mileage they get per charge, and how long do they take to charge? I don't really know anything about them because I live in a country town. It's like, yeah, you only see a couple of people with them so far. So yeah, I'd probably score at a. I'll have the last little sip. I'll go a 4.3 out of 5. It's got that little bit of sort of bitterness and like herbaceous sort of note on the end, which is good. It's not just all sweetness and all fruit. Throat punch. Anyway, legends, I'm out of here. Thanks for joining us. I'll try and get back tomorrow night, but we've already been told the likeliness of getting out before midnight's not good. So it's going to be another 12-hour shift. I'm not looking forward to it. So yeah, it makes it hard trying to do a live review at that time of the morning. But I will be around probably on the weekend. Possibility of going to Melbourne Saturday. We'll see what happens. But yeah, obviously it's a lot easier to do my beer reviews when I'm on mornings, which yeah, I'll be back on mornings next week. So yeah, thanks everyone for chiming in. Yeah, hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Hopefully you have a good night or day wherever you are. Cheers, legends.